Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, that is. I decided to give up caffeine for a week. That starts today, except I did have a tea this morning, so maybe that kind of doesn't count, but I didn't want to go in like full throttle, so I decided to start from now. This morning doesn't count. So I went to Edinburgh recently and went to see a friend up there, and it was great because we went and had loads of nice coffees and things, but the problem is with me is that I actually can't really handle it. It was really nice, but I find that what happens with coffee is I get really dizzy, or if I have too much caffeine in general, I get quite dizzy and especially get quite bad travel sickness, which I get anyway, but it's much worse when I've had loads of caffeine and things. So I'm like, how can I stop this? So that's kind of my plan this week. I don't want to have too much, well, I don't want to have any caffeine. I'm going to see how it goes and I'm going to kind of track it and show you kind of each day. Today, to be honest, since Edinburgh, I've been so tired because I wasn't sleeping too well up there. I've kind of got used to sleeping with Joe in bed and now can't sleep without him. So it takes me like 3 nights if I'm ever away from him to actually get used to someone else not being in the bed, which is quite funny. I'm basically going to track my caffeine and let you know how it goes, but this afternoon, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling pretty knackered. This week in fact has just been really quite tiring just from the weekend. It takes me a while to get back on track if my sleep's been funny, because I'm in such a routine with my sleep. For it to be off, I feel like it really throws me off, especially because it was like 3 days that I wasn't sleeping particularly well. So anyway, so that's kind of the plan for this video, and I will kind of update you as the week goes on. Also, I'm really annoyed at myself because when I was in Scotland, I was having loads of Oatly barista one, and I haven't had Oatly barista in such a long time, and it is my favourite. And the reason I stopped having it was because I thought it might be funny for my tummy. But anyway, I'm just kind of going for it now. Well, at least I was going to, and I bought some from the shop. And then I was like, I'm going to give up caffeine. And I was like, damn it, why did I buy some? So I've got to wait like a week. As in, because I would have it in my tea. That's why. I think caffeine is just funny. It messes with my sleep as well if I have it after like 12. And also dark chocolate. I can't really, if I've had like my 2 cups of tea and then I was to have a coffee and then I was going to have dark chocolate, it would make me really dizzy. And I just think that's really strange, but I don't know if that happens to any of you. Let me know if it does. Caffeine's a funny one, I find. Yeah, but it's funny that I get it also dark chocolate, but I guess it is quite caffeinated too, so I have to have that in small quantities. But yes, on a side note, my skin, don't know what's going on at the moment, but I keep getting spots and I'm not sure why, because I don't normally get them and they keep showing up. And this little friend over here has been here for about, I think maybe 2 weeks, which I think is just, it's kind of outstayed its welcome a little bit. I don't feel like it should be here anymore. Anyway, maybe caffeine will do wonders for my face too. In fact, I think it's meant to, saying that. I guess it would just have a good effect all round because, as in lack of caffeine, because I'll be sleeping better and I won't be dehydrated. Not that I'm ever dehydrated because I always have my water. But anyway, I'm not going to blab on anymore because I've blabbed on for 6 minutes and I just need to stop. So it's the next day and I'm not going to lie, I'm really tired, but I did actually have dark chocolate last night. So I don't think I'll do, well, I can't do that tonight because I don't have any in the house, so I can't even polish it off, which I did last night. So that's out of the house now. This morning, I'm not gonna lie, I was so tired. I didn't have any caffeine and me and Joe went for a walk. I actually had to have a nap again for like 15 minutes. I'm like ready to get back on with my work now, but I just had to have a nap because I was just falling asleep. I've also got a chai tea, just a chai tea, and I know that does have a tiny bit of caffeine in it. Maybe going cold turkey with caffeine isn't as good an idea as I thought it would be, because actually it turns out I'm probably quite reliant on it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to crack on with my work again and have my tea, and I've also, it's actually quite warm I think at the moment, but I have got my pumpkin spice candle, Yankee candle. I needed something to help me get on with my work and just let me be like just able to get on with my work and just make it a nice environment. So that's what I've done. I've also moved chairs because I find that I just have to move around the house sometimes just to change up my working space a bit. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with that now and I'll keep you updated. So it's Friday today. This is technically the 3rd day that I've not been having caffeine. I was so tired. This week I've honestly been so tired, so I'm wondering if this was just a bad week for me to give up caffeine. But anyway, it kind of makes you realise how reliant you are on it. I've just had lunch. I'm just going to make myself this. This has actually probably got caffeine in it too, but less than coffee or tea. And if I only have one, I'm sure it's fine. But My sleep has actually been really good. Like last night and the night before, I slept so well. I don't think I really woke up once last night. Yeah, I hope this kind of happens again tonight. I don't know how much caffeine's in here really. I wonder if I don't think it ever tells you, does it? And it definitely doesn't say caffeine free, so, but it says every other thing free that it could possibly be free from. I don't know. So here it is. Ooh. And it's called Organic Latte Cacao Maca, Cacao Maca Magic. Anyways, there we are. And I'm going to make that now, which I'm going to show you. But before I show you, yes, so generally the general update is, it's actually really hard. Like I'm really constantly wanting to have tea and coffee. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had some. And I just love the idea of just going and getting coffee somewhere. But do you know what? It's a great way of avoiding spending any money. Not that I've really been anywhere to get any coffee, but the idea of it sounds really nice. Especially when I'm watching like TV shows and they go and get a coffee. Like in the office just now, this is what we're watching by the way. They ordered a coffee. Pam ordered a coffee and Jim knew exactly what she wanted on it, and I thought, cinnamon on a coffee. That's what she had. That sounds really nice. That's it really, but yes, now I'm going to show you my delicious cacao latte thing. Hello, so it's actually Sunday today. I took a day off yesterday. We went to go and see his family outside before we all go into semi-lockdown, because we're not allowed to have more than 6 people in social situation. I think that's what it is. Yesterday I woke up and I was like, why have I got such a headache? And I thought I was ill, and I thought I can't be ill. Like that's so random. I don't know why I would be. And I realised it's because I haven't had caffeine that I've got this headache, and I completely forgot that that is obviously one of the main things that you get when you don't have caffeine. So that was just stupid of me, but also I was really glad to realise that that's what it was. It wasn't really bad, it wasn't the worst headache ever, but it was a headache. So that's kind of what I've had so far from not having caffeine. I had a bit of dark chocolate. I have had a little bit more dark chocolate. It turns out it's actually really, really difficult to give up caffeine altogether, because you forget how many things it's in. You're like, oh my gosh. And then especially dark chocolate. So I've been quite careful with like food and stuff recently. I wouldn't say, maybe not careful is not the right thing to say, but just been much more just like trying to listen and just be intuitive with my eating habits. And I haven't really wanted to eat anything which is like proper sugary, which is good actually, because it means that my blood sugar levels are probably quite steady. But I have craved something like dark chocolate, or just something, I guess it has a few extra nutrients, doesn't it? Dark chocolate does, so it's just all those things. But yeah, so I've kind of had that, and that's been like a little kick in terms of caffeine, but I don't think it's actually affected me that much. I think I could have done without it, to be honest, but it was Saturday and I was like, I want to eat some. But yeah, so far so good. I'm really looking forward to having a cup of tea again. I'm kind of missing just having like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or just something. I did have a little bit of decaf tea this morning, but I feel like there's not loads of caffeine in that. I mean, decaf tea is really not that nice. I've really noticed the difference. I'm actually just going to move this because of where it is. I really noticed the difference in the taste, and it's just a bit gross. But it did the job, and that was fine. There we go. So that's kind of my update. I'll keep you a little bit more updated and let you know how it goes. So me and Joe are going to go to the barbecue now with my family, because it's the last one before we have our restrictions on again, which is sad. But anyway, we're gonna go, and I will talk to you in a bit. It is Tuesday today, and Joe and I are going very shortly out for dinner, which I'm very excited about. We actually don't really book dinners that often, and I think this is so exciting. So both of us are just so excited, and I just really want a burger, so I'm gonna get a burger. So I just kind of wanted to update you. I didn't come on yesterday. I have to say, I really miss tea. I just want to have a cup of tea in the morning. I love tea, and I just miss having it so much. It's one of those just comforts that you just need. Like the first thing I do when I get up in the morning after having my water is come downstairs and just make myself a cup of tea, but you just don't have that comfort. I haven't been sleeping as well as I thought, but I think the reason I have, and this is my fault, is that I didn't plan whether I was going to give up dark chocolate, and this is something I really should have considered before I did a week of no caffeine, because I feel like I've also been eating just much better this week because I've been on holiday, so I was getting back into the swing of things. Dark chocolate's always like a bit of a treat. I love eating it because it just makes you feel good. But I've been having it late at night, and I think that the actual caffeine in the dark chocolate has made me sleep a bit funny. So I actually struggled to get to sleep straight away, whereas I normally like drop off after reading my like one page of a book. So that kind of didn't work. So I think next time if I do it, I think I'll have to just give up dark chocolate as well, because then I fully see the benefits anyway. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of pain in my wisdom tooth right now. I think it's like pushing through the gum. Speaking of teeth though, something I found out, really great benefit to me not having caffeine or tea. So I have quite strong tea, okay? And every time I go to the dentist, she's like, so do you drink tea and coffee? And I'm like, yes. We literally have this discussion every time I come. And you tell me my teeth are stained. And I know they are, and I know there's a problem, except it's not a problem, it just doesn't look great because they don't look super white and delightful. Or just, I mean, they never look white. Anyway, they've got stains on, and I'm happy to accept that, except on this occasion, guys. I have just been brushing with my normal, I have got a whitening toothpaste, but I have been using that for a long time and it's not made any difference to my teeth. But I can tell you now, oh come on, I've also got those spots. This spot is just not leaving my face. Okay, so there's not only loads of stains here, but half of them are gone. I know they're still partly there, and I know I probably shouldn't have just showed you my mouth because nobody needs that. There is one also here, a stain. I'm just waiting for them to go, and also I haven't been to the dentist. She normally just gets rid of them for me. But what I'm trying to say is, since having not had caffeine, they've just been going down. And the other thing I've noticed is, so my flipping teaspoons all just go brown from just the amount of like tannins. Is it tannin or tannins? I can't actually tell you, I don't know. They've been going brown, and now because I've not been having tea for a week, they are going back to their normal colour. So even if I didn't feel loads of benefits in terms of anxiety and general sleep because I failed because I was having dark chocolate especially, the benefits are not having all the tannins on your teeth and staining your teeth all the time, which is brilliant. Oh, thank goodness, honestly. I should probably start flossing because I've just realised, having looked in the camera, that they're not as white as I thought they were, or at least they're still slightly stained. So I'm sorry to have to show you how gross that was, but anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do. I just wanted to show you actually that I did have really stained teeth and now they're slightly better. But I am gonna floss. So yeah, anyway, Joe and I are gonna go and we are going to have some dinner, and they're still doing the Eat Out to Help Out scheme on this place, so I'm really happy about that. I just can't wait for this burger. And that's it. And also, I just wanted to show you my runner beans are growing. Look at them, there's so many of them. I'm so proud. I mean, the tree itself is actually, it's kind of falling over a bit. It's pretty bent. But I thought that was so cool, how they're just growing so well. I was quite worried because we'd actually started to get quite cool. Oh, you can't even see me here. But it had started to get quite cool the last couple of days. Or no, like last week, and I was really worried that they wouldn't grow because it was quite cool. But now the sun's out and they're growing, and I've been watering them well, and I feel like it's just been going really well. And so me and Joe are going to be eating runner beans for the next like 5 days, at least when they're ready, because there's so many of them. I just can't wait. Anyway, so that's that really. Today's been the final day of my no caffeine, and I'm really happy about it. I really miss having caffeine, and I miss having my cups of tea, and yes, I'm actually watching Aladdin. So I'm actually going to turn it down because it's quite loud. Anyway, so what was I saying? All in all, I think it's been really nice not having caffeine and just giving myself a bit of a break. Saying that, I don't think I fully went for it because I should have probably given up dark chocolate as well. I think that was probably kind of my coping mechanism in terms of like dealing with the lack of caffeine. except it was more caffeine anyway, so it doesn't make any sense. But I feel like overall it was actually quite good. I think it was a really good opportunity to just like give myself a break and try and avoid being a little bit or so reliant on it, because you realise how reliant on it you are. Overall, my sleep wasn't really any better, but I think that's because I was having dark chocolate quite late at night, and that was just a bad idea, so I shouldn't have done that, and that's my fault. Having like not reliant, I'm actually really sweaty right now. It's quite a hot day today. I feel so much better in terms of like travel sickness. I haven't had any travel sickness at all, and I know that it was because I was tired and had too much caffeine last weekend, and so I haven't had that, and actually I feel loads better. I have had a few like heart palpitations. My heart's been like pounding a little bit. I'm not sure why that is. I get quite anxious sometimes, but again it could have also been partly to do with the fact that I was still having dark chocolate, and that doesn't really help. So probably could have done without that, as we've already discovered. But yeah, it was good to kind of be able to focus on things and just do things. It becomes comfortable just to have caffeine, like coffee or tea with you on all occasions, and you kind of have to just appreciate and learn to appreciate time without it. So I think that's actually really good, just enjoying the time and not having a coffee or a tea, and it makes you kind of, well, for one, it kind of makes you really appreciate coffee and tea again, but also it helps you enjoy moments without it. The thing I would say is that when I first came off it, I was definitely shattered. I was so tired. I was already tired anyway, but I was extra tired because I didn't have that little boost. But I think I'll have to do it again, because I think there was just too many variables, and so it was really hard to kind of manage. But that's kind of the general gist of it, and that's kind of what happened. So yes, I think that's the end. I'm really looking forward to my cup of tea tomorrow morning. I just can't tell you how excited I am. Before I go to the gym, it's going to be great. But I'm not going to go nuts with it. I don't want to go nuts with it, because I just think I need to be a little bit more chilled, because I know that I get dizzy, and I know that I get a bit travel sick if I do that. So I'm going to avoid having too much. But I'm really glad that I've done this little kind of break from it, even if I didn't fully go in, because it was just really helpful to see the kind of effects that it has, and also just makes you realise how often you have caffeine and things like that. So I'm sure there were loads of other benefits and stuff. I actually haven't looked it up today, and normally I would just give the stuff a read and find out. I think that's it. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed my video. I didn't plan any of it, and it's kind of just all over the place. But either way, please like and subscribe, and I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye! I don't know why I said bye like that. That sounds really weird. But I will see you in the next video.